We had orchards, apple orchards, and periodically we'd drive over to see how that was going. And that morning we got stuck in the mud. And we were quite a long ways from the headquarters, and we walked a little bit, and here's this old truck standing there and said, "Oh, the keys are in it. We can ride this down." So he jumped in, and I went around the others. No, I jumped in first. There's no floor on my side at all. So I just kind of dangled my legs from the seat. He starts up the old truck, and we start going along this road a little downhill, and he said, "Oh my God, the brakes are shot." And I said, "Oh, let me out of here. I'm going to jump out of here." And there was no handle on the door. And he said, "No, you stay right there. You're going to ride it out with me."
When my dad was 14, 15, he got mad about working for Granddad on the farm, and he left.
CR, he was a tough coot. And two tough coots, one kid, one old man together, sometimes they don't see eye to eye.
He was a very independent spirit, my Jack was. And he wasn't going to take orders from anybody.
My granddad was the worrywart, and my father was sort of the rebellious child.
In order to be successful, he was a hard worker. His first venture was with piglets, and he happened to hit the market just right. So he made a pretty good profit.
What it was that got him into raising potatoes when he was 18. But it was probably because, well, it was the best way to make money. And he was really driven by wanting to make money from the earliest. Toward the end of the war, phosphate fertilizers just were impossible to find. He decided, well, if I'm going to grow potatoes to make potato products for the military, I've got to have fertilizer. So it went from potatoes to fertilizer so he could grow the potatoes. Now that I've got the potatoes, I've got the potato peels, and well, I'm not going to throw the potato peels away. So we started in the livestock business. It's all very logical. He tried 10 things for everyone that succeeded. Maybe he tried 20 things. He was at play. I'll try this, I'll try this, I'll try this, I'll try this. And he always bounced along when things didn't work. He didn't spend a lot of time worrying about remorse over a failure.
He was a person that was on the edge. If he believed in a project, he would go to the edge. And I mean the edge, both financially and physically.
I would say he had more successes than he did failures, but that innate self-confidence, I think, was his biggest asset. And of course, his willingness to gamble.
His sense of risk was different than other people, but he still had it.
His thoughts were, you better know the odds. And if the odds are in your favor, then go for it.
At cards, he gambled all the time, betting your own judgment and your own ability to play those cards and win.
If you lost, you doubled up on the next round. If you lost that, you doubled that. If you lost that, you doubled that. And then you'd win. You wouldn't lose anything. You beat the odds. The McDonald's Corporation and the J.R. Simplot Company go way back. Dad had been after Ray Kroc for many years, saying, "Kroc, I can solve those problems for you. Just give me a chance." It was the very fact that you could not keep those potatoes in a cellar, in the basement underneath a McDonald's. They just spoil. So when we came up with the frozen French fry, it took all of that out and it made it so much simpler, easier, and cleaner. But we still have a handshake and we do not have a contract. You spent a day with my father and you were exhausted.
Frankly, it was like being married to a cyclone.
And he drugged me here and he drugged me there. Come on, son, let's go.
Driving to this place, and he'd take a nap while you were driving.
And you took off for some meeting somewhere, or you decided you wanted to look at the cattle ranch.
It's exciting. Life is this huge adventure. It should be an adventure.
His mind was always busy thinking of what to do next.
He said, I'm always looking ahead 50 years and trying to get ideas of what the company should be doing.
That's what made him quite a leader, I think, through his whole life. Some people are just born with it.
What you saw was what you got. So you knew where you stood. He believed in hiring people, good people, and letting them do the job. And he had a talent for finding those type of people.
He just had that ability to attract people, and they enjoyed working with him with his energy and his sense of humor.
I think about so many of his just little colloquialisms. You just go, God, they live with me. Well, if it's worth that much to them, it's got to be worth more to me.
Life is not a dress rehearsal.
I don't know where we're going, but we're well on our way.
As you'd say, well, it's a biggie.
It takes everybody in the world to make up the world. So many of those things were just off the cuff and, just at the moment.
I got swept away and everybody else did too, let's face it. And that's why people wanted to work for him. He just was like a magnet.
Oh, he could walk into a room and you knew he was there. I mean, just the presence.
He's a strong man. He has a strong personality. And it was a good personality that you wanted to emulate and be a part of.
He taught me that you've got to be happy with what you're doing, and if you're not, you must go on, because life is not a dress rehearsal. You've got to live it, and live it as well as you can.
Nobody loved life more than he did. And don't waste a minute of it, because it's not coming back. And I think he realized that without saying it. So he just enjoyed every minute of it.
Being a privately held company, we don't have to answer to Wall Street, and it takes a bit of pressure off. You have a different ease of doing business. We don't have to look for each quarter and measure each quarter. We can look 20 years out and plan for it. The broker system has been with us since day one. This is a change in attitudes. We're going to have individuals out there rather than companies that will be selling it. You can't get close enough to your customer. He's the one that keeps you in business.
We want to make those guys happy. We want to make them some money. And we think that we can do that. And the best way to do that is to have a one-on-one relationship with them.
And if you've got more of a direct relationship with you can control a lot more of what happens in your business life. And the products we have to sell, they are good products, and we're proud of it.
He built the company for his children and for his children's children, for his posterity. Now it's other people's turn, I feel, to be involved and carry on what he did. Get involved in your community. Do things. Be a good citizen of your community. And he believed in that. I think he set an example for his entire family.
We can do meaningful things. And if we can do meaningful things, that's a reason for us to hold together as a group. Because if we didn't hold together as a group, we couldn't do meaningful things, and life would be a lot less interesting.
When C.R. homesteaded Declo, Idaho, my great-grandfather, 30 sacks to the acre. Now it's 600 plus to the acre. That's technology. I mean, that's the only way we're going to be able to feed this world.
He'd be busting his buttons, and just knowing what's happened to this company, how it's grown, how it's matured.
He'd be delighted because he can see how far we've come, he'd say.
You know, you may ask me what is the best thing about company, and he always said his people.
Dad loved people, and he loved his employees. It was nothing for him to get down there and thank them, and making those people feel that they were part of the success, and they are. 30, 40 years people have been with us, and it tells me that, hey, we're doing something right. I mean, you look at what we've done and what's happened with this company and the people that we employ, the incredible people that we employ, and keep us in business. It's phenomenal.